I traveled through time. Dr. Brett and my group have traveled into the future and met our future selves. We've been discussing the physiological and anatomical changes of our body after 50 years. The circulatory system circulates blood and lymph throughout the body. Some functions of the circulatory system include carrying oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to the cells of the body, and it also removes waste products from the body like carbon dioxide. We'll be discussing how aging promotes the decline of the circulatory system and the reason why being diagnosed with cardiovascular diseases increased. The increased risk in getting diseases like heart failure, hypertension, etc., is because aging promotes the slow and progressive structural and functional alterations of the heart and the vasculature, which increases the vulnerability of individuals to develop various cardiovascular diseases. As we age, large conduit arteries, for example the aorta and common carotid, develop enlarged limia and thickened walls. With greater elastin fractures and collage deposition of vascular media due to aging, these alterations contribute to increased stiffness of central arteries and elevated pulse rate velocity. The lymphatic system is made up of lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes, and lymph. Lymphatic system's main function is draining excess tissue fluid from the extracellular space in our body. What happens to the lymphatic system as we age? Aging induces the basal activation of the perilymphatic mast cell, restricting the recruitment of immune cells and affecting the reactions to acute inflammation. Due to this, aging is a major risk factor for decreased pump activity, increased permeability, and delayed immune response in the lymphatic system. The endocrine system is made up of different organs and glands that secrete hormones that are released directly into the circulatory system so they can travel to target tissues and organs. I'll be discussing how the endocrine system is affected by aging. As we age, our hormone production may decrease and certain tissues targeted by hormones may become less affected by the hormone. The thyroid, which releases a hormone to help with metabolism, changes shape, and metabolism is slow as we age. This increases our chances of having issues with the thyroid and getting cardiovascular diseases. The four parathyroid glands that encompass the thyroid gland releases hormones that affect the calcium and phosphate levels, which in turn affects our bone strength. As we age, the parathyroid hormones being released increase, so our bones become more fragile, and the chance of becoming diagnosed with osteoporosis is largely increased. Insulin is produced by the pancreas. It helps sugar go from the blood to the inside of the cells where it can be used for energy. As we get older, our cells become less sensitive to the insulin produced in our body, which in turn increases our chance of getting type 2 diabetes. The ovaries and testes produce the reproductive cells and also produce sex hormones that control secondary sex characteristics. With age, men are seen to have lower levels of testosterone, while women are seen to have lower levels of estradiol and other estrogen hormones after menopause. The respiratory system is the nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and the lungs of our body. The main function of the respiratory system is to carry out the process of gas exchange. As we age, why does our lung capacity decrease, and what are the risks caused by aging, and what does aging do to this system? As we age, our lung capacity decreases due to many different reasons that includes the fact that our alveolus can lose shape and become baggy, our diaphragm over time becomes weaker, our rib cage becomes weaker and the shape is now altered, so our ribs are unable to expand and contract as well as they would if we were younger. The nerves in our airway that trigger coughing become less sensitive to foreign particles, and it allows buildup in our lungs, which in turn allows foreign particles to damage our lungs. There's a homogeneous degeneration of the elastic fibers around the alveolar duct starting around 50 years of age, which results in the enlargement of air spaces. Reduction in supporting tissue results in premature closure of small airways during normal breathing. It can potentially cause air trapping and hyperinflammation, which is called senile emphysema. Aging is associated with a reduction in the chest wall compliance and increased air trapping. There's also an increase in the airspace size with the aging resulting from the lossing of support tissue. Respiratory muscle strength decreases with age, and much more so in men than women. This aging plays a role in getting diagnosed with heart failure, pneumonia, etc., and other possible poor outcomes.